Hello, this is Wmpyr. Here to share with you guys a different kind of perspective on the martial arts. And what I'm really doing here is looking at martial arts as a technology. Okay, and I'm looking for the most advanced technology possible. And just because something is not advanced, something is ancient, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's very important because it helps us understand where we came from, and we took a certain path in development, and knowing that path is important if we want to try to go back and change the development, change the direction of things and stuff. It's important to know. So here we have an ancient martial arts that's still practiced today, Kalari Payatu. I feel like, in my opinion, we're lucky that we still have this. And this technology here, I believe their main source is choreography. And the moment I mention choreography, people think, oh, it's dancing. And they're saying that in a way, in a negative way, that, oh, this is partner dancing, and they're putting it down. And I don't think so. To me, calling it a dance is that's a compliment, because do you know how fit you have to be a dancer? And all the attributes that you're developing for dancing can help anybody in real life combat. So the people of India back in the day figured that out, and they're doing this knowing that. And to me, it's brilliant. And this keeps the intensity. You're performing in front of live audiences and stuff. It's very intense. And, who knows, with the music, with the culture, their minds could be filled of ancient battlefields and that kind of imagination. So that can get the adrenaline pumping. And you're doing this. It's a very smart way to train realistically while developing attributes that are going to help you out for real life, while at the same time keeping it as safe as possible. It makes total sense. So I think they're genius. Really, I really do. I think they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Um, so then the next technology, the next evolution, I'm going to go to another country, and that's here. So in a nutshell, I'm oversimplifying things, but Jigoro Kano went from Japanese Jiu-Jitsu to Judo. And yeah, I know that's not accurate, and whatever, there's more details, but in a nutshell, that's not entirely wrong. So he created the combat sport of Judo, and he brought in this sport training, which is basically sparring. So this is the technology. It went from choreography to sparring in this era. Okay, and in this era, this makes more sense because, they could still do choreography training, but he evolved it, like I said. So in this era, it's not about battlefields now. So you don't have to worry about that. So now you can concentrate more on skill development. And so he went to this. And the next evolution, if you ask me, is here. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree, which is Filipino martial arts partner drills. Okay, so that's the next technology. And to me, this is the last and the latest. This is the most high-tech technology that we have, which is partner drills. Okay. And once again, I know a lot of people are going to disagree, and they say, no, this is the last. And I completely disagree. Just because MMA is popular right now, it's still, to me, this. And one way to view that is, if you see in the interviews, MMA fighters talk about having gym wars, and they talk about sparring and training ultra hard. But then you have other fighters that will talk about, well, a lot of us are getting messed up before even getting to the point where we can actually compete in the professional circuit. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. I'm getting jacked up before that. And then there's professional fighters that are in the top 10 race, or they're champions, or they're gunning for the belt. They're at that level and they're getting hurt. So they don't agree with the training, the full contact sparring. And there's videos of champions when they're training and the other guy goes a little too hard and they're like, "What is wrong with you, you psychopath?" You know. So that, I think, points to this, that there needs to be something smarter than just going full contact sparring. So the brilliance of full contact sparring at this time was that it gave you a clue of how am I supposed to use skills, techniques 1 through 20. So I've learned this stuff and we practice it over and over and over doing this choreography. Okay, but now what does it really look like under pressure, under a fully resisting opponent? What does it look like? And this gave us a really good idea. This is still simulation. MMA is still not real. That's a sport. A sport is something that we created that is a controlled environment. But it allows us to go full contact, fully resist, to really work hard to make our stuff happen in a fight against a resisting opponent. So full contact gave us that, right? So that's the brilliance of this guy. But now the next evolution is, yeah, that's great, but we're getting hurt. And if you get hurt, you can't put in the reps. If you can't put in the reps, you can't develop the skills. So what's up? Then it's this. So what's very important is this. It's not, oh, Wmpyr, you're saying the best? Okay, I'm going to listen to you and I'm just going to do this. No, you're missing the point. What's important is understanding this, and this. That's what's important. Not just go, oh, this is the best technology, I'm just going to do this. You're thinking like in a fast food culture, the quickest way. And that's not what martial arts is. You're missing it. So you have to understand the benefits of this. You have to do this kind of training. This is the very traditional kind of training. And this to me is important. Okay, so I've done this, not to their level. You don't see me like in these photos where they're jumping up and doing amazing, almost acrobatic stuff. I mean, I know these guys can be acrobatic stuff too, but yeah, I'm not never at that level. But yes, I have this kind of training in my background, and then this too. So when you have this kind of training, then you get the importance of this. You really understand it. If you only done this, it's hard to look at why it was important to go from here to here. And the people that only have this and they look at this, they just make fun of it. And that's not right either. So if you've done this kind of training and you know the benefits and you know how to appreciate it, and then you go to this, then you go, oh, okay, I understand why this is necessary. But then there's still that contradiction where you go, well, this seems extremely effective, but you're getting hurt. This doesn't get hurt, but it doesn't seem as effective as this. So you should be in that contradiction. And the solution is here. Like I said, this is that final. But if you've only done this, which I've seen a lot of my Filipino martial arts brothers, they only have done this. So they don't have this. They may have this, but they definitely don't have enough of this. Then, they're missing out. They're not going to get them to be able to solve the puzzle. So to me, this only works if you come from this, and this only works if you really come from this, Because if you've only done this, and I've seen it so many times, is those people that, oh yeah, I used to be a wrestler in high school, and yeah, man, I was pretty badass. They're living in the past. What about you today? And they're like, no, 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 I don't touch that stuff. Yeah, no, that was when I was younger, and yeah, I still remember a few moves. Oh yeah, I could probably handle myself if it came down to it. Even now, you're living in the past. What's up with that? A martial artist should train his whole life, his or her entire life. So yeah, that to me doesn't work either. So here we go. This is it. If you've done the sparring, the full contact sparring, if you've really done this, you really, really done this, and you've been injured, you've been destroyed, you've gone up against people in your everyday training that are way tougher or just not in your size, that they're way bigger than you, more powerful than you, and you've experienced all of that. You've sparred with people that are cool, very technical. You've sparred with people that are way too nice. You've sparred with people that are just, there's something wrong with this person. You've done all of that, okay? But you've done the full contact sparring. Then this makes sense. This will make sense because you already know what it's going to look like. You have an idea of what combat looks like in full contact with a fully resisting opponent. You have an idea, But to get a more complete picture, we got to go to the ancient battlefields because they knew. That's why they came to this. They really, really knew what's up. And that's why they're training like this. Because remember, back in this day, it's impossible to do this. It's not possible. Do this with weapons. Do this with a sword. Do this with a knife. It's not possible. You're going to die. So they knew, so this is necessary for the complete picture. And right now I find myself, well, you know what? I'm still trying to perfect this. And I'm still working on this. And then I find myself coming back to this. So right now, 2025, I can tell you I'm doing all three right now. As of right now, I'm still doing all three. Now, I'm not literally doing this kind of thing, and I'm not literally going to an MMA gym and doing this kind of thing, and even this, I'm not literally doing it, but I am trying to research it and understand it more. So I do come back to these three. So anyway, that's just a perspective that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope you find it interesting. Happy holidays, Happy New Year's. And that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.